Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Adventure SG. So let's do another interesting word problem on percentage. Let's read the question first. Emmy, Tina and Cindy had some money. Emmy had twice as much money as Tina. After Emmy and Tina each gave 10% of their money to Cindy, Cindy had 20% more money than what she had before. If Cindy had $360 in the end, how much money did Emmy have at first? Okay, so let's see what we have. Okay, so there are three girls, Emmy, Tina and Cindy. Okay, and they have some amount of money, each of them having different amount of money. Okay, now in that Emmy had twice as much money as Tina. Means Emmy is having twice as much money as Tina. And after Emmy and Tina each gave 10% of their money to Cindy. Means Emmy gave 10% of her money and Tina gave 10% of her money to Cindy. See, the percentage is same. The percentage given by both of them, Emmy and Tina, is same, but the amount will be different. It's because the amount of money Emmy and Tina are having is different, right? So although the percentage is same, the amount given by both of them to Cindy will be different. Okay, now after receiving this money from Emmy and Tina, Cindy had 20% more money than what she had before. Means after receiving the money from both of them, she is now having 20% what she was having earlier. And let's say if Cindy at the end is having $360, we have to find out how much money did Emmy have at first. Okay, it's quite a long problem, right? So let's start doing it. Let's start solving it. So let's say uh, uh, we start from here. So where that we are seeing here that Emmy had twice as much money as Tina, right? So let's start drawing the model for the amount of money that Emmy and Tina are having, right? And since Emmy is having twice as much money, right? So in the for our model, we can simply draw our, let's make it quite slightly longer because Emmy is having twice the amount of money Tina is having, right? And if this is the amount for Emmy, right, let's roughly divide it into two equal parts so that we can make uh, Tina's amount of money just half of Emmy, right? So this is for Tina. Okay, so you can see here that it's almost half of Emmy. Yeah, so it is half of Emmy, right? Because Emmy is having twice as much money as Tina, right? Now let's say Tina gave 10% of her money to Cindy, right? So okay, let's draw something for Cindy as well. Okay, Cindy. So we don't know anything about Cindy, how much she's having and all. So let's roughly draw one bar for her, right? You can draw it of any length, right? Now let's say Tina gives 10% of her money to Cindy. Okay, so let's say this is the 10% of Tina. Okay, this portion represents 1%, 10% of Tina. Then what do you think, how do we represent 10% of Emmy, right? See, if for this amount of money, this is 10%, this is 10% of Tina, right? So for Emmy, obviously since she is having twice, right, so we should be taking out this amount two times, right? So for Emmy, these two will represent 10% of Emmy, right? 10% of Emmy. So for clarity, let's just shade over this part, right, which is given by Emmy and Tina to Cindy. Okay, so let's call this is 1 unit, right? This part which Tina is giving, which is 10% of Tina, let's say this is 1 unit. So for Emmy it will be 2 units. right? These 2 units. And whom they are giving? They both are giving it to Cindy, right? So obviously these three units are coming where? Coming to Cindy, right? So let's say these are the 3 units given by Tina and Emmy, right? So these are the 3 units. Let's quickly highlight it here as well, so that we know that okay, where it is coming from. So these are the 3 units coming from Emmy and Tina to Cindy. Now after receiving this money, right, she became 20% more. That means this amount, like what was 100% of Cindy? This was Cindy's money, right? Before she has received anything from Emmy and Tina, this was Cindy's money. So that is her 100%. This amount, right, which she have at first, was Cindy's 100%. And after receiving these 3 units from Emmy and Tina, she became how much? She got this much, right? She is increased by another 20%, right? She's increased the amount of her money had increased by 20%. So this is 20%, right? So in total, because of the money she has received, right, she has now become how much? She has become 120%, right? Because her money is increased by 20%, and this is equal to $360, right? This whole thing is $360. Now we have quite a lot of thing with us now, right? What we know that 120% of Cindy is $360, right? So we can start from here, right? Let's write our actual solution. So 120% of Cindy is how much? Is $360. So what do you think? How much will be 1% of Cindy? How much will be 1% of Cindy? So 1% of Cindy will be 360 divided by 120, right? That will give us 3, right? So how much will be 20% of Cindy? Why I'm interested in knowing 20%? Because I want to know how much she received from Emmy and Tina, because whatever she received from Emmy and Tina accounts for 20% of Cindy's money. So that's why I'm interested to know how much will be 20% of Cindy. Okay, so 20% of Cindy will be 20 times 3. It's obvious, which will be 60, right? 60. So that means Cindy has received $60 from Emmy and Tina, right? Which you can see here that 20% is 3 units, right? 20% is 3 units. So from here we can easily say that 3 units is equal to 60, right? So 1 unit will be obviously 60 divided by 3. That will give us 20, right? Now let's read the last part of the question, right? It says how much money did Emmy have at first, right? So we are interested in Emmy's, how much was Emmy having at first, right? So we know that she gave 2 unit here. See, 2 unit of money to Cindy, right? 2 unit of money to Cindy. So we should first try to find out how much will be 2 unit, right? So that will be 2 times 20. That will be 40. So basically Emmy gave $40 to Cindy, right? Emmy gave how much to Cindy? She gave $40 to Cindy. So we know that we can see it from here. 2 unit is how much, right? This $40 is how much? Is 10% of Emmy, right? That was 10% of Emmy, because she gave 10% of her money to Cindy, right? So from here we can say 10% of Emmy's money, right? 10% of Emmy's money is equal to how much? Is $40. So how much will be 1%? So 1% of Emmy's money will be obviously 40 divided by 10. That will give us 4, right? So how much will be 100%? So the 100% of Emmy's money will be 100 times 4. That will give us $400. Okay, so basically that answers our question, right? What was our question? How much money did Emmy have at first? So here is the answer. Emmy have $400 at first. So let's write it quickly. Our final answer. So Emmy had $400 at first. Okay, so that's the solution of this question. Hope you liked it. Keep watching and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.